23:49 hours, 61:25 M, December 6th. Video about how we keep track of feed, or what goes into each ration, how we keep track of it all. All of our rations are, I guess you could say, scientifically formulated or balanced, ration balancing program. I do that all myself. I have a program of my own that I developed on my computer on a spreadsheet system. Uses all the National Research Council beef nutrition requirements stuff. The same way all the other ration balancing programs are made. So I do that myself. We will test our feeds every once in a while. Most of them are pretty similar year to year. If we're dealing with corn silage or something, moisture is an issue, so we kind of need to know that. But as far as dry hay, it's all pretty consistent. But so anyway, basically we have 6 feeder calf rations. I guess you say I got them labeled R2 and R6 because these are the 2 main ones. R2 is the grower ration, and R6 is our finishing ration. R1 is a starter ration, like for new high stress calves. But since we don't have any of them around at the moment, I don't have these cards. So basically what I do is in the house, in the office at the computer, I formulate the rations, which are basically consistent all the time. It's the same ingredients. Yeah, balancer, corn, wet corn gluten, and grass hay. I'm about to reformulate these because we're going to start putting more corn stalks in for our roughage sources. But basically, R2 is our grower ration. The growers for like 400 or 500 pound calves to by the time we put them on feed at like 800 pounds to finish them. So basically, a grower program. So that my spreadsheet will generate these load sheets. So it just depends on how many pounds you want to feed, then you just find the right column. So if we want to feed 3,000 pounds, or we're feeding 3,000 pounds, then we put 70 pounds of balancer in, 630 pounds of corn, 1,380 pounds of wet gluten, and then 920 pounds of hay. And so these are usually mounted in the skid steer on the side in the cab there, just for easy reference. And then R6 is our finishing ration, which is basically, R2 is like a high roughage ration, and R6 is a high concentrate ration. So for comparison, we'll use the same 3,000 pound amount. It's got 10 pounds of, or basically 60 pounds of a supplement, and then 1560 corn, 1190 gluten, and then 190 pounds of hay. So we go from 920 pounds of hay to 190 pounds of hay. So that's how the differences in roughage levels. So then our 3, 4, and 5 are just intermediate steps between these rations, and those rations are just used when we transfer cattle onto feed. So we feed R3 for a week, R4 for a week, R5 for a week, and then we get into back into R6. But these are the 2 main rations. The grower ration and the finishing ration. And then, like I said before, R1 would be a starter ration that usually just includes some different medicated feeds if needed be. But most of all of our home raised calves we just start right on R2. And then when we transfer calves onto feed, we'll print out some the 3, 4s, and 5s for that, and then they're on R6. The cows, it's a little simpler. It's just hay and wet gluten. Wet gluten is our cake. Western people, cake cows, supplement protein, etc. And that's where wet gluten is our cake. It's a high protein, of course, it's a pre-choice mineral. And then cows are either on round bales of hay, or we do feed them a TMR gets a wet gluten out to them. So after we load all of our feed, and then we ride them all down. So that's all the groups of calves that we got right now, the different amounts that each one's getting. So that's a reference of how much they've got yesterday, and then we can judge based on what they're doing in the bunks, how they're cleaning up the bunks, what we give them the next day. And then so I just got it in a 3-ring binder, and then at the end of the month I total them all up, and then this is how I generate my how much my closeouts for my groups of calves, and then how I can need to plan for feed for next year, or if I'm going to buy a group of calves, I can go back and historically see what my feed efficiencies are, etc., and how much feed we're going to need. And so yeah, and it doesn't always get done in a timely manner, but it does get done eventually. So then I got these sheets I printed off in my computer, so I'm already ready to go. And got a sticky calendar from a local sale bar. That's my only reason where I can kind of remember what day it is. But yeah, that we just fill them all out as we're feeding, and then that's how we do. Keeps track of our stuff. So any questions, let me know. We'll try to clear them up. But that's how, when we're dumping feed into the feed wagon, it's just not willy-nilly. It's there's a system to it, and these are my how I remember it all. And then we write them all down so we know what everybody's got and how we keep track of everything. So anyway, thanks for watching. Comment, questions, subscribe, all fun YouTube stuff as always. And I'm gonna finish feeding, and then I think this might be our last nice day out before it gets really cold. But anyway, thanks.